Hi, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to Sunday Morning Brunch with Caitlin Comments. I, of course, am Caitlin Comments. Happy to be here with everybody today. And I'm super excited because we have one of my favorite people on today. We have the wonderful, the talented, the amazing Shazima.
You speak so highly of me, like I don't know about wonderful and amazing, but I am Shizzy Westnut.
You are talented. You are wonderful. You are amazing. I love Shizzy. I mean,
Ah,
I
you're so
can't say
kind.
good enough things about Shiz.
I've I've found that this little space that we have, is it's so open and welcome to all kinds of people from all different backgrounds and places, and your joy and cheerfulness. I mean, and if you're having a bad day, you're hiding it really well because you just always come with like this great energy. I mean, I've seen you on like all these different streams with folks, and you just have like this energy that I think a lot of people um just don't have. That it's like it's hard to explain. Like I feel like whenever I see you, I feel like more energetic myself because I feel like I'm sort of like this old stodgy booger.
I don't think you're old and stodgy. I'm gonna be honest. Like this is a little bit of therapy for me. It's therapeutic in a way because outside of this, I have my school life and my work life and my mom life slash like housewife. All of that life stuff. And it can get really draining and really exhausting and really, I get burnt out very quickly doing all of that stuff. So I I get onto YouTube and it feels different. I feel like I've got a few minutes to just breathe, to kick back, to relax, to have some laughs. I mean, it's always a good time. I enjoy being up here and talking to people. And it's not talking to people about school and what discussions we're having because of classwork. It's not talking to people about my new job and ordering medical records for people and that monotonous and tedious work. So it's fun. And this brings me life. So as much as I like bring life to the screen, it's because the screen is bringing me life. I don't know if it's the blue light filter or what, but something changes and just kicks it into me where I'm like, let's go, let's have a party.
Yeah, it ends up being so much fun, and I mean all of the people that I've met on just from doing this. A couple of them, I've had like some pretty deep conversations with outside of this, and it's like, oh, this is these are like people that would be long-term friends, and yeah, this is just a 2D world, but like long-term friends in the 3D world, people that check you and say, hey, you're sort of doing dumbass stuff, and they feel comfortable telling you're doing something stupid. um
Yes.
but yeah, and my wife, she was just like, oh, you're doing some sort of stream thing, like last night. I was like, yeah, but I mean, I've had this plan for a while. It's just working with her schedule, because she's a mom. She's got a kid. She's got things that she's doing. It's like having Daniel on. It's like yes, we're gonna accommodate you where we can to make this happen. And
Right.
it was so much fun last night. I mean, chat was lively, and just hearing her experience with music, and that shared, like, you heard this, you checked this, like we went in the back room. I was like, there's something I want to play for you because I can't do it on stream, and I'm just like, you gotta check this out. And she was like, oh wow, I like that. So those are the things that I find so enjoyable. Like you'd sent me the what you were going to do for your thumbnails, and I was like, each one of them looked so awesome. I mean, you did a great job on those.
Thank you. I'm so not confident about my thumbnails, but it's just because I'm not confident in like, I don't know if everybody else is going to like it. I may like it, but I want other people to see it and go, oh, that's a stream I want to go into, you know?
Right.
So it's hard to like delineate what I like as myself and what other people might like to see and, you know, click on. So thumbnails are hard, and I appreciate you being a voice for me to listen to.
No, I mean it is also helpful. Like I had showed Valhalla Awaits, one of mine, and also Maxmer, and they were like, you don't want to do this, you don't want to do this. I was like, oh yeah, you're probably right. It looks like a good idea to start out with, but having that extra voice of reason that you can bounce something off of, and then they say, no, and here's 100 ways why it's wrong.
And like, I asked my husband last night, I had him over my shoulder while I was creating the thumbnails. And I was like, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? And he goes, I like it. I like it. I like it. Yes, honey, I know you like it. I know you're going to say that, but do you have a real opinion that you might like to voice that's not just, I like it? I mean, tell me, does the coloring look weird? Does the picture look weird? Am I totally like Shizzy knows, but everybody else doesn't. One of my thumbnails was going to be biscuits and gravy. And I had considered doing Southern Fried Sunday brunch.
It would have been awesome. It would have been awesome regardless. I mean, the thumbnail catches their eye. And like Lady Autumn Sky said, I'm here because the thumbnail, I had no idea this was happening. It's really weird because in StreamYard, it's not showing up. The comments aren't. It's only showing up on your stream.
I was just going to say, I didn't see that. Oh, no.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, hi, Lady Autumn Sky. Thank you for being here. I'm so glad you saw the thumbnail.
It's I don't know. That's odd that would happen. Yeah, you have.
So the first thing I did want to ask you, because this is a brunch stream, if you had a choice of your favorite brunch, what would it be?
Choice of my favorite brunch. It's usually mimosa is going to be involved, of course, because what is a brunch without a mimosa or a Bloody Mary? Have some blueberry pancakes. I like waffles for different reasons, but blueberry pancakes. Definitely some sort of probably a little bit of fruit, just to have along with it. Definitely some bacon. Definitely got to have the bacon. That's like a must. Like this morning is a perfect example. My brother-in-law, which was in town for one of his friend's dad's funerals. His friend stopped by this morning because he was dropping his wife off. He lives in Costa Rica. He's a permanent resident there. And his wife is, she's like really big. I mean, she's got a lot of influence in nutrition. So he was taking her to the airport so she could go back. And he said, and I was like, oh, I'll cook something up for everybody to eat. He was like, well, no meat. I'm vegetarian. He goes, but I mean, I can do eggs as long as it hasn't walked or swim. I'm like, that's like his diet regulation. Was like, okay. So I grabbed up some mushrooms, some peppers, some onion, and about 8 or 9 eggs. Cracked them all up, whipped them really well, and just made a big omelet for everybody to like dig in with some Asiago cheese. Just like, and then of course my brother-in-law, my wife, and I, we all had bacon, and he just had some of the omelet, which was wonderful, just something nice. For brunch, it's more about hanging out with the people. That's what I enjoy. Mm-hmm. Whenever I would do, because brunch to me always seemed like an old lady thing. Where you're just like all the blue hairs get together and they do brunch. Like my wife is like, no, that's not it at all. It's like breakfast, lunch. You can have a combination of all.
And you said mimosas and Bloody Marys. One of my favorite things is to go to a bottomless mimosa bar. I love them. I thought about having mimosas for this morning, but I do have to parent after this. So I was like, I should probably not. We're gonna not do the mimosas for the morning stream. But I also wanted to say hi, Cool Frog. I see you in the chat. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. Um, I love a good brunch. I know that my thumbnail was pancakes, and I thought this could bring up a lively debate about pancakes versus waffles, but I don't hate on either. I like both of them, but I have to be in the mood for either of them. I'm just not like oh, let's eat pancakes or waffles. I'm very, very picky, and it has to be, specific to what I'm in the mood for. If I'm checking out some breakfast or lunch, brunch food, I'm probably picking out bagels, though. I love a good bagel.
Yeah. So what kind of bagel do
Hi,
you like?
Vicky T.
Hey, Vicky T. So what's like your go-to bagel? You walk in, is it like a plain bagel and everything, an onion, raisin?
I'm a plain Jane girl. I love a plain bagel with plain cream cheese. I did recently try an Asiago cheese bagel from Einstein's.
Yeah.
And I did not like it.
Okay.
I love Asiago cheese. I love bagels. It should have been a really good pairing, but I'm a picky texture person, so I didn't enjoy the cooked cheese on the outside of the bagel, which is so weird. But I don't know. I'm a plain Jane girl.
Yeah, and I like the plain. I mean, anytime I'm doing a bagel, if I do anything different as far as like the cream cheese, I might have like a little bit of garlic in there because I do like garlic, but it can't be like overly done. Just that little bit of extra flavor in the cream cheese is pretty cool. My wife, she'll do it in everything bagel, like just all the sprinkled stuff all over it, and I'm like, that's fine. I mean, but hers is usually like the plain cream cheese.
So I have never had an everything bagel. I have no idea what the everything seasoning tastes like. I have never tried it.
Poppy seeds, sunflower seeds, like usually it's just a lot of seeds that are sort of crusted onto it, so it'll have a little bit of a
Okay.
crust to it. It's not bad, just it makes too much of a mess for me. It's a mess thing.
Yeah. I'm not like a seeds person, so that's probably why I haven't tried it before. I
Yeah,
like whole seeds. I'll eat like sunflower seeds themselves, but
right.
like I
But
don't
on a
like
bagel,
strawberry jam, is it? That is like the real stuff that has the seeds in it. I won't eat that. It has to be the seedless kind.
gotcha. So yeah, my wife likes strawberry preserves that have the big chunks of strawberries in there for like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. She won't
Mm-hmm.
do like the Concord grape. She's like that to me just seems like what I had whenever I was like a little bitty kid. And it's like I like something that has like that big chunk of strawberry that I get to bite along with my peanut butter. I mean, she does a peanut butter sandwich. Her peanut butter's like thick on there.
So does she also use crunchy peanut butter?
No,
Oh,
no creamy peanut butter.
interesting.
No,
Okay.
I made that mistake early on. She was just like, but she is brand specific. She'll only eat Jif,
Yep.
which is weird because she does like in the morning she'll do a yogurt with a banana in there, and she'll have like raspberries or blueberries, and sometimes if they're out of season, she'll just get the frozen ones, and she puts like a peanut butter powdered peanut butter in there, like, and mixes it all up. And that's like one of her things that she does for breakfast. Lady Autumn Sky. Becky T. Giant steps away. You take a walking on the moon. Hope my leg don't break walking on the moon. Okay. Weird.
um So just a note for the chat. I cannot see any chats in StreamYard, so I have chats pulled up on the pop-out chat to the side, but it just means I can't pull anything up on StreamYard to like show. So I see you guys. I appreciate the chatting. I can't pull anything up.
Yeah, I saw you were trying to, and I was like, because I was looking over the comments, I was like, why is it not showing anything? This is so weird.
It's strange. It's StreamYard. I guess StreamYard doesn't like me today.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. StreamYard's been funky lately for me. I did, you know, whenever when I did that with Danielle last night, StreamYards was just lit. I was like getting like inundated with comments, and I was like, oh my gosh, she only has so much time, and I want to answer everybody, but I don't want to take away from, you know, that conversation that we were having, which was, you know, so, you know, comments can be good. so all right, you've got school now. You're back in school, and you've got a new job plus doing the mom thing. What does that look like as far as like your overall schedule? Is it one of those where you've got 2 hours a day to yourself? Oh, you know, or is it like you have an entire day where you're just like, everybody leave me alone. This is my day.
You know, so right now, because of where my job is, I drive about an hour to work, and then depending on traffic, it can be up to an hour and a half getting home. So I am up at like 4:30. I leave my house at 6:30. I get home at like 6 or 6:30 at night, eat dinner, hang out with my kid for an hour, put her down to sleep, do schoolwork until about 10 o'clock, go to bed, wake up at 4:30 and do it all over again.
So is this online schoolwork, or is it okay? So
yeah,
well,
it's strictly online.
At least you have that.
Yeah, it's nice because I can work at my own pace. So some weeks, if I want to get ahead in the week, I can like try to get all my schoolwork done on Monday or Tuesday. Generally, because I like to procrastinate a lot, I will work all of my schoolwork on the weekends, staying up really late until like 2, 3 a.m., wake up at like 6 in the morning with my kid. And then by Monday and Tuesday, I'm exhausted and I want to go to bed at 8 o'clock every night. So that is the pattern that I have accidentally fallen into for most of school the past, you know, I think I've been at work for a month now. So it's kind of what I've fallen into as far as school and work schedule goes. It's been really difficult to manage my time, like extremely difficult.
Plus be a housewife and all that on top of it, and then do some sort of streaming.
My poor husband. He has picked up the slack. I can't thank him enough for everything that he's done. I mean, almost every single night that I've gotten home from work, dinner has been ready for me to just sit down and eat. He has been 100% on top of that. I mean, he's doing more dishes. He's helping with the laundry more. I still don't like the way he folds towels, but I appreciate the effort so much. That I don't say anything when he does it. I just let it go and I'll fold them later.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I've found, because my wife is the primary breadwinner. I mean, she makes so much damn money on top of what I could make. That, you know, we have a sort of the split where she'll do like all the laundry and all the folding. Like today, that's what one of the things she's doing is like, oh, I'm doing a load of whites, I'm doing a load of darks. I mean, and the thing is I like this shirt, I probably wore it last week because it's just on top of the pile every single time. It's like I could probably have like 5 shirts and my clothes get washed so damn often that like I could just rotate through the same 5 shirts. Although whenever I'm out working in the yard and you know, in the garage building shit, that it's like sweaty clothes, and I've got clothes with big holes in them and crap. And she's like, when are you going to get rid of these? I was like, I guess whenever they fall apart, just because what I'm going to wear this, that, is a nice shirt. I'm not going to wear that out in a shop. It gets
Nope.
sawdust all over it and slivers and nah. But yeah, I mean, it's, I do almost all the cooking. I mean, there's certain things that she likes to make or she's really good at making. Like she makes a really awesome corn salad or cornbread. She does it in a cast iron skillet. Not that I couldn't do it, but I end up being the one that, does the grocery shopping, gets the food, cooks the food, and sort of plans out like any sort of menu. I ask her, is there something you want in particular? And she's usually like, oh, we need some more bananas or whatever. So, okay. But outside of that, yeah, that's awesome to see stepping up like that. Really, it is. And if he ever needs some menu ideas because he's just running out of stuff to do, come see me. I can give him some ideas.
That was literally going to be my next statement. Like me and him, I will normally do the grocery shopping. So I'll sit down and do like a Walmart pickup order or go out and, pick up some things that we need that I can't get from the Walmart pickup. But Walmart pickup has saved my life. It has changed the way I grocery shop. I mean, completely. Sometimes it's not as great, but for the most part, I've really enjoyed it. But I'll ask him, like, what do you want to make this week? Or do you have any ideas? And we just collectively run out of ideas. Like we've never eaten food in our lives before. It astounds us how we can have eaten every single day for our entire lives and then go, I have no idea what food is or how to cook or what to do. So, yeah, I will be hitting you up for recipes and ideas for sure.
Well, and Rabbit has talked about wanting to get the community together and everybody like put in like their favorite recipes or their one-off stuff like a lot of creators, and then opening it up as like a PDF that anybody could view. So you might have like cool frogs, biscuits and gravy, or like this is my go-to kind of thing, and then you got like Caitlin's spaghetti, but you would have each creator's like own personal like these are my go-to kind of comfort food, or make the best brownies like the church ladies would do. They would create a recipe book, and it was like everybody's recipe was in there. I thought that would be awesome, to have something like that. Hey, T3. And
I have
that's just
been,
Jen.
hello. Hi, Texas Jen. No, I
Yes.
heard her or I saw her say that, and I am all on board with the cookbook. I want to do it so bad. I had thought a couple months ago, I had talked to her and I can't remember who else. And I was like, y'all, I need help. I've run out of things. And this is before I'd gotten my job. So I was doing all the cooking and I could not think of food to make. And they were just like, yeah, anytime, hit me up. And then I never did, and I need to. But I love the idea of a community cookbook. That is so cute.
Yeah, and it the thing is, it doesn't have to be this exotic meal. It could be something as simple as spaghetti, but you've like got your recipe down to that T. Like almost every recipe that I've got a binder that has all of the recipes because I can't remember every single thing. Like even for my brisket chili, I'm just like, feels like I'm forgetting something, you know. And so I've made notes on it, and then what I do is I put it into like a Word document, and I'll update it as I go. Like I didn't like having this particular bean in there, so I'm going to take that one out. So I'll change the recipe. Yeah, I constantly do that, changing up the recipes. My wife has put her recipes in there also, or she's pulled stuff out that she's like, I didn't like this at all. Nothing you can do could make this better. Like, get rid of it.
Yes. My mom, I don't know if you've ever heard of the app, but it's called Paprika.
Yeah.
And it's got, okay, so you know what it is. She has that, and I'm connected to her Paprika app. So I can see all of her recipes and stuff. I think she has over 10,000 recipes in there, and it is just overwhelming. I can't even go into the app anymore to search for things because I'm like, please stop. I can't do it. There's too much. I mean, 7,000 recipes to cook chicken or beef. I don't need that many. I'm so grateful for her collecting all of them, but I don't understand how y'all have the time to do that. I feel like I have run out of time to do anything that would help my life, like make a recipe book of the things I actually like cooking.
Well, what I usually will do is I'll do a search for something that in particular that I want to make, or a use for some sort of leftover that I have. Hey, how's it going,
Hi,
shenanigans?
shenanigans.
Like my brisket chili was actually a search for a chili. I was like, I want to make a chili for this winter. It was a few years back, and so uh, all of a sudden this brisket chili thing came up, and I was like, oh, that looks pretty interesting. And it was basically no smoke to it. It was just taking a brisket and cooking it in a slow cooker. You cube it up, throw it in a slow cooker, and you cook it, and you add all these ingredients, and it made like 2 5-quart containers. And I'm like, this is way too much. Let me cut this in half, and I've took things out, added things in, um, and then once I got my smoker, so I'm smoking meat, and we're talking some of those. Usually, I'll start smoking my meat at like midnight, and then just let it cook throughout the night, and then the next day I have it closer to dinner time because I do like an 8 to 10 pound brisket, which is massive. But I take extra 2 pounds off of that. Well, I'll take 2 pounds off of it, and then I'll freeze that, and then whenever it starts to get like in the fall season, that's whenever I'll start making my brisket. So cook the brisket, take 2 pounds, freeze it, take, next time I do a brisket, 2 pounds, freeze it, and then I can just rotate the older stuff back up. So it's already been smoked, it's already been cooked. All I have to do is make my mixture and add my meat in there, and it breaks apart like really perfectly, and you get that little bit of fat in there, and it's so delicious. But it's not hard to do. Like and whenever I cook it in slow cooker, it's cooked in beer, cooked in onions and tomatoes.
Ooh. Okay, I want that recipe. Because that sounds delicious. My husband loves smoking meat. He he loves a good brisket. I mean, if he could do it every single week, he absolutely would. Good morning.
What is?
Sorry, I am distracted by chat.
It is brunch. It is brunch.
It's our brunch chat. Make sure you go make some breakfast, brunch, bacon and eggs. T3, it's okay. I know my brain is barely working. It is okay. And again, I just wanted to mention, I know there's been a couple of people coming in. I cannot see chat on StreamYard, so I can't pull it up and have it in the video. I wish I could. I can't. But I am checking it out. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here.
I'm curious. See, I can still actually stay on StreamYard if you exited and restarted StreamYard, if that would take care of the problem. It'll take you off the stream.
Studio.
Well, yeah, you would shut down StreamYard on your side and then restart it, like close the whole window. You'll be kicked off the stream, but then you'll come right back once you log into your studio on StreamYard. I don't know if that'll take care of it. Give it a try.
Let me try. Shizzy, take over.
I'll be right here.
I'll be out in just a minute.
She'll be right back.
All right.
Yeah. I want to see if it works, because that would be awesome if it works for ladies and gentlemen. Now that we've taken over her channel. No, I'm just kidding. No, she's not had that. Shizzy has point. The stream will stay alive. Absolutely. It will stay live until it's not, but we will make sure that she's getting those watch hours. I literally laughed out at my comment. Yeah, no, it's not Shizzy stream, not by any means or stretch. I am a humble guest here in Caitlin's house. As you can see, you know, she's much more lively than I am. I'm just, this random guy wearing a blue shirt with red lights and an octopus sitting on my. That's Melissa Jane's octopus. Dang it. Right there. There we go. Melissa Jane's octopus right there. Pretty cool. But yeah, I'm not seeing it come up over here, and I don't want to leave, because if I leave, I don't want it to, like, nope, it didn't bring it back up.
No,
Wow,
that's okay.
so weird. That is so odd. I was hoping it would for you.
It's okay.
So it's
We'll work it
it's
out. It's
StreamYard's
fine.
acting funky. So your
I think so. I think
so you're
StreamYard's having a problem.
Yeah. So you're having a little bit of a tough time balancing work, school, kid, plus having your downtime. I know that feeling. And that can also be a deterrent from actually doing regular streams. I think you've got a good idea, though, doing your, just carving out that one day where you're like, this is as much time as I'm willing to commit at this time to do, like, my one day of stream. I think that's a good way to do it.
Yeah. I've got to figure out exactly what the best day is. I know that Sundays there's not a lot of, people on in the morning times, but I can't guarantee that every Sunday I will have, my mother-in-law taking the kid.
Right.
So it's hard. I so badly want to regularly stream because, like I said earlier, this is therapeutic for me. I love it so much, coming out here and talking to people and connecting. And I don't have aspirations of like reaching 1 million subscribers and, making money off of YouTube. That's not what I want out of this. I just want to have a space that I can go and be myself and decompress from the real world, where I'm dealing with so much school and so much work and, being a mom for a couple of hours a day on top of it. It's relieving to come in here and, hang out with Shizzy or, Winning Reality, Mr. Malloy, the Experts Chat, Cool Frog, T3. I love everybody. I'm so happy to be able to be on this journey and talking to people and expanding my world. I mean, it is crazy that I have a connection with somebody who lives in Australia. I think that is mind-blowing, the way the internet works. I mean, yes. I never thought that I would be able to communicate and talk to somebody who lives literally on the other side of the planet, and we would have things in common and we would enjoy talking about the same things. And like, I can't wait to have Melissa Jane on a stream because she is one of the coolest people. And I just love having her talk about her life, because there are a lot of differences too. And I want to learn about different cultures and different experiences that people have in different places. So I want to do it more, but I'm excited to be here today.
Absolutely. Well, and here's, I think a good way that you've also been approaching it is being a guest on people's streams, because you're sort of getting that you're getting that energy out of it. Does that make sense? Where you're like, I don't have time to stream, but I do actually have time to, jump on someone's stream for a period of time. So that can build your channel up too. Look at how Valhalla did his. He didn't actually do any, I think he was doing shorts and stuff like that, but he wasn't really doing any streaming,
Right. And I love being a guest on a stream. I mean, it's so much fun to be able to just sit back and relax. I love going on winning. You know, the Wednesday night thing was so much fun with you, and then
God, yes.
Thursday night is such a different conversation that it's you know, it's not just fun and games. It's a little bit more meaningful, a little bit more real and in depth. And that, I mean, that stream for me kind of changed my perspective on not just streaming, but a lot of things in the real world. And so I appreciate the experiences of going on other people's channels and having conversations that I don't have on a day-to-day basis.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it was my brother-in-law's his friend. Whenever he came by, he's, like I said, in Costa Rica, and he's very like liberal. I mean, we're talking liberal to the point of like communist, where it's like, eat the rich kind of thing. Like, I'm like, he goes, and his father was very, 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 very Christian, and they live in an area where people have signs up that's like armed and dangerous kind of signs in their front yard. You'll see like a million Trump signs and anti-abortion signs and all that kind of stuff. And he was just like, and then I come over to your neighborhood and it's like, you don't have any of that. And he goes, I see like Black Lives Matter signs up and stuff. And I was like, yeah, because we just don't care. It's not, my wife and I, we don't post up political signs out in our front yard. That's just not who we are. We just don't care. I mean, we're not trying to change somebody's opinion or have that opinion like we have to have this kind of thing. We'll talk amongst our friends and have discussions amongst people that we don't agree with, but we just don't get worked up over it. It's pretty cool. I mean, like my neighbor across the street, he's got a big gay pride flag sign up, and a few doors down you got someone with the Black Lives Matter, and you got 3 or 4 doors down you got someone with a Trump sign up. And there, during the whole lockdown portion of it, there were people that would complain, like about the BLM signs or the Trump signs or whatever. And it was like the little neighborhood community, like I just separated from that, because I just didn't want any part of like this argument.
Quite the mix. Yes, I agree. That's what I was thinking too. That's a really, well differentiated group of people in the same environment, and sounds like for the most part living peacefully, and that's amazing.
Well, and that was one of the things that I did notice, that those people that had a very staunch belief, they just avoided that kind of like social media presence. They were like, yeah, I'm not here to stir up the garbage. I mean, I'm letting everybody know that I'm proud to be gay, that kind of shit. I was like, okay, you guys want to come over for drinks? That's what my wife and I's attitude was. And they were just like, oh, you don't care? It's like, why would we care? I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, we're all living on this same little, blue planet spinning through outer space. So why don't we just all get along? I don't have to agree or condone what you guys do in the bedroom, but that's what you guys are doing in the bedroom. It doesn't matter to me. That's your bedroom. Well,
especially when it's just in your bedroom. I mean, I don't agree with like bringing it out into the street.
They don't either. That's
what not the real ones.
Yeah, they're like,
what I have seen and what I've seen it turn into, especially with like some of the gay pride parades, it's not so much pride, it's just going out there and debauchery. Being half naked and debauchery. Exactly. Which, that's cool and all, but there are times and places for that. And in the middle of downtown in a big city, in the middle of the day, is probably not the time or the place.
Yeah. I mean, but also I look at it as if if it's already pre-planned and everybody knows that that's going to happen, yeah, I don't have to bring my kids there. You know,
Absolutely.
if I'm bringing my kids there thinking that something different was going to happen, well, that's on me. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
as long as there's some sort of forewarning. I mean, you know what's going to happen at Mardi Gras. There's going to be lots of boobs. There's going to be lots of beads. It's just that's a given. There's going to be lots of drinking. There's going to be lots of people getting arrested and passing out, and stupid things are going to happen. So if you're willing to put yourself through that, then go to Mardi Gras. But you don't have to. You know, you don't have to go to
Speaking
a
of
gay
Mardi
pride
Gras,
parade.
I was just in Colorado visiting my mother, and my daughter came down the stairs at my mother's house one day, and she was wearing a bunch of, beads that you would get at Mardi Gras. And one of them said Fat Tuesday on it. And I looked at my mother and I said, "Where did you get these from?" And she refused to tell me. And now I have more questions.
Went and had a good time. I mean, Caitlin, your mother's what, in her 40s?
She's 50.
Yeah. See, what do you think she's going to do? Don't be
So
embarrassed.
growing up, my mother was always a very conservative, very strict, very by the books, very rule-based, driven. I had to have straight A's in school, otherwise I was in trouble. I had a strict curfew, otherwise I was in trouble. She got her master's while raising her family, because she was strict and studious and oriented and, down to the point. And now she has her new husband who, I mean, they've been married for a few years now, and I absolutely adore him and love him. But she is wild now, and I don't know how to take it.
Well, you have to understand that she did an awesome job of raising you. So that very strict standard that she had was also a strict standard that she had for herself. And did it work out for her? I mean, she had a wonderful daughter that turned out absolutely gorgeous and has for the most part her shit together. And so she's like, I've done my job. And now I'm ready to cut loose because I'm sure she was a little bit younger whenever she had you. And so, she was like, these are the things I have to do because this is what a mom is supposed to do. And now I'm still a mom, but I'm not raising my little one anymore. So let me cut loose. Awesome for her. And that's how you should maybe look at it. It's just like, yeah, mom's cutting loose, and now we can be friends and compare stories of
No,
fun stuff.
I'm so happy for her. Hi, Jacob. It's nice to see you.
Jacob,
Thanks for coming. I am so happy for her, but she wouldn't tell me, and that's what bothered me. Just tell me. Tell me what you did. I want to know, because she gave me a lot of crap once upon a time for doing things. And now she's out there just getting beads. And I have questions.
Well, and you don't always have to be showing something to get beads, because they always they're throwing, they're doing the tosses. I mean,
I know.
My wife, because we did Mardi Gras, I want to say like 3 or 4 years in a row, because we have friends that live in New Orleans, and so she has, I think to this day, she has like 4 or 5 of the toss bags, because what they'll do is they'll toss the bag out after they've emptied everything out. Yeah. And they're filled with like some really good tosses. I mean, we're talking about like stuff that is really rare, but it's, and she never had to show anything. Never had to show anything. She would just come up and they would just be tossing over the side.
Now, you've been to Mardi Gras a few times. I've never been. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think I would be terrified to go. I mean, not just because of the large crowd thing, but I have been to New Orleans once, and I have been on Bourbon Street, and it was in the middle of the day, and it was a little scary.
Yeah, that's where we avoided, because what we would do is we'd figure out where the routes were, because they have different routes. Not all of them go through Bourbon. Well, maybe all of them do, but they've got different areas that they hit. Like part of the Garden District, they'll hit. They'll hit. Different areas is sort of the route, and which our friends, they lived in the old cotton mill that was just right up the road from Harris, is where they lived. And so any venue we would just walk to, but we never went down to like Bourbon Street. So you would
Okay.
get not as much of the crowds, and there would still be crowds along that whole parade route, but not as bad. So it's fun. Do the I would definitely suggest doing it and making sure that you've got a place to stay, whether it be Airbnb or find some friends that live there, and that way they can guide you to the right places to go, and
Hmm.
sort of keep your back and keep you covered. I mean, a lot of people think it's all about drinking, but I mean, there's be tons of little kids running around. They call them bead rats, where they're just like they're after the just picking them up off the ground and stuff. It's like, oh my god, it's like you know, my my wife was she got accused of being a bead rat also, just like oh yeah, you're sitting there grabbing the stuff off the ground. Don't do that. Just catch the stuff. And I mean, one thing that I also found was real helpful, because a lot of times they would be trying to give to like the little kids, the beads and stuff. And a lot of times, there would be people just reaching in there, just grabbing like crazy. And so if I ever got anything that was somewhat cool, and there would be like a little kid there, I'd just reach down and hand it to them. And, then they would run back and like, Mom, I got this. Cause and whenever they would see you do that, they would go, oh, he actually just gave it to that little kid, and that's who I wanted to have in the first place. And they'll turn around and hand you some really cool thing on top of that, just for being nice to like the little ones and stuff, because it's supposed to be fun. It's not
Yeah.
supposed to be like, oh, I got all this cool plastic beads. It's amazing that women would take off so much just for cheap plastic.
I mean, women also take it off for money, and I think that's at least you're getting something more valuable than some plastic beads.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you're gonna take it off to get some money.
Get paid, girl. Yes. I'm in full support.
Exactly.
No, it was
No,
just funny. I couldn't believe it. She was like, yeah, I went to Mardi Gras. I'm not going to say anything about what I did. And obviously, she probably didn't. But because she's not going to say anything, it makes me think more about what she probably didn't that she could have. And it makes it funnier, a funnier story in my head.
oh yeah, and there was a lot of like some of the older folks that would show up there. The women weren't going to be showing anything. They had no interest, but they would get like fake ones, big fake boobs and stuff like that. And so they would lift up, and they would be wearing a shirt up underneath it, but these big fake boobs would be there. And it's just like, you know, it was fun. I did have a good time. I don't like large crowds. And it was, so going to Mardi Gras, what I could do is, stand back and just sort of watch the crowd and have like my back to a fence kind of thing. So, shit.
Yeah, my husband was stationed in Biloxi for I think 6 months. He was doing a school down there, and so I would drive from Alabama to Biloxi to go see him. It's not that far. And one weekend I went down there, and he had a long weekend, so we spent one of the days down in New Orleans. And we went to it was the Museum of Death or something like that, where
Yeah.
they have a bunch of serial killer artifacts and stuff like that. That was amazing. But then we ended up on Bourbon Street, and we found, what is the bar called? Pat something.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, like paddle
And
Riley's or
they,
something like that.
yes, and they dunk the cup into the barrel and pull it up and give it to you. And that's how you're served your hurricane. Well, first of all, we didn't know it was 420 the day, April 20th. We went to New Orleans on 420.
Oh
So we
jeez.
show up on Bourbon Street, and there are hordes of people wearing weed print pants and weed print hats with weed print everything. And we were like, we thought this was going to be a normal day. We thought we were just going to be able to like walk around, look at some shops, do things. No. That
No.
was not it. They had bands playing on the streets. They had people going and walking up and down. I mean, it wasn't quite Mardi Gras, but it was shy of the Saints winning a Super Bowl. It was probably one of their bigger days in New Orleans. And I got one of those hurricanes and I drank half of it while walking back to our car and then
Yep.
chugged the other half right before getting into the car. I was
Ouch.
messed up for like 2.5 hours from that one drink I had. And luckily it was just a car ride back to Biloxi, but it was rough.
Oh man. Oh yeah, I can't do the ice hurricanes like that. Just too much. Too much sweet for me. Pat O'Brien's. Yeah, there you go.
Yes, Lady Autumn, thank you. Pat O'Brien's. I mean, it was a good drink, but that last few sips tasted like straight liquor.
Yeah, it is. Pretty much. Yeah. 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 I mean, you'll see people with like they'll have like a collar thing that holds the hurricane so they can walk and catch beads and drink the hurricane and stuff. And I'm like, that's just too much for me. I mean, it's during Mardi Gras, it's like open carry. You can just
Oh, it was
just
open carry when I was there. I was
yeah.
allowed to walk down the street with my hurricane. I walked past cops and I was like, am I supposed to have this? Like, nervously walked past these officers with this giant hurricane in my hair. And they're just like, yeah, you're good. Go ahead, bro.
Well, and a lot of places they will not let you come in to use the restroom unless you're like a patron. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you're just like during Mardi Gras, they're just like, nope, nope. We know we're not serving you here because we've got a full house, and no, you cannot use the restroom. Like it's
Yeah.
wild. Like you just like, no, I've really got to go. Well, there's the street, and you're going to get arrested if you do. You're not coming in here. Be
Okay,
like
fine. What
Italy.
can I buy?
Well, if they did it like Italy, they actually charge to use the public restrooms.
Hmm.
Like it's like a euro or something like that. But they'll have somebody with like a little table sitting there charging you. It's like
That's
crazy.
interesting. They
But the
I went to
restrooms are pretty
Ireland not too
clean.
long ago, and they didn't have any people, they didn't have any public restrooms, first of all. I mean, you had to go in and find a restroom somewhere, but they weren't just in stores. It was all in restaurants and stuff like that. But they
Right.
were very nice, except for the fact that I don't think any place had central heating. And it was mid March, so it was very, very
Cold.
cold.
Very cold. O'Brien's talk to text sucks.
It does. Shizzy, I don't think you saw it the other day, but Shelly had her morning show and I was driving. So I pressed the little talk to text button and I wanted to say, like, what was she talking? She was talking about Captain Have Fun.
Oh my god.
So I was like, talk to text. And I said something and I just pressed the send button. I couldn't look at what it said. I was driving to work and I sent it and I just hear her start laughing hysterically through my ear that she could not read it. It did not come out with what it should have said at all. It was so bad. I had to after I stopped, I had to text her and let her know what I had actually tried to say because it did not go over well. It was the funniest thing. I laughed. So I was like dying laughing in my car, trying to drive straight through the highway.
Oh my gosh. Gosh. See, I don't use any of that. So I always wondered if there was that kind of feature with the YouTube, stuff where you could just talk and it would text it or type it out for you. And
Yeah, on the phone in the chat, there's a little microphone, and so you can press that and you can talk to it and it'll write it out, but it gets it right about 0.5% of the time.
and it might have to do with speech patterns. You have to, because you're wanting to say just like you're having a conversation with me. So where it doesn't understand that, like there's certain words that your mind will just immediately fill in, but it doesn't happen like that with text to chat. So yeah, I've had experience with using like dictating software, where I've had to like dictate stuff out, and I'm like, that's not what I said at all. It's horrible.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of dictation software or the talk to text, but I so badly had to put my input in and I couldn't pull over to just text it. And I think I was saying something along the lines of like obnoxious, and it came out like, oh, but shit.
Oh, but
Like it tried so hard, but it missed the mark by so much.
I can only
But her
imagine.
laugh, I mean, she laughed so hard, and it filled me with so much joy hearing her laugh like that because her laugh is obviously infectious. And I was cracking up in my car, just laughing. It was so good.
Yeah, her and Vicky D's laughs are so contagious. So contagious. Just like, oh my gosh. You guys.
Yes. I love the laughs. I mean, that's one of my favorite parts about, like we were talking about earlier, being on YouTube and listening to other people talk and having conversations. I love listening to other people laugh. And I don't find myself very funny most of the time. I think I'm a little bit funnier in some situations, but when I can make somebody laugh, it makes me feel so good. Like it makes my spirits soar if I can just make somebody belly laugh. And that morning, I walked into work like, yes, it's going to be a good day. We've already had a good start.
Yeah, I'm not good at making people laugh. I mean, maybe laughing at me, but
that's how I feel. I feel like I say things that I want to be really funny, and so I'll laugh, and then people are like, she thought that was funny.
Well, at least you're not like my sister, where it takes her like a week to figure out what the joke was that somebody told her, and she's just chewing on it and then just belly laughs in the middle of like, she'd be walking through Walmart and start belly laughing. It's like, why are you laughing? Oh, I just figured out this joke someone told me. And then she tells you the joke, and you're like, yeah, that is funny. I've heard that joke before. But for her, it's like fresh and new. Lies. She's lies.
I can be like that.
No, my sister is a different character altogether. She doesn't drink, but whenever she does, like 2 beers, she's like Steve Gosney. Where he just does not get ripped, and you give him a couple of sidecars, and he's just like, what? Like shirt comes off, he's having a blast.
Sorry.
Oh no, that's fine. Well, I know that
I am trying to convince somebody else to join us for a few minutes.
That'd be awesome. Awesome. We like when people join. Be a joiner.
Be a joiner. Follow me.
Follow me. Yes. Make sure you guys have like hit the like button, and if you're not, sub to Caitlin comments.
That too. We like the subscriptions and the likes. I totally did not mean it that way, but I agree.
No, you should, and I always tend to forget about doing that on my own stuff. Like, I'm good at remembering for other people, like, hit that like button, subscribe. But on mine, I am just like, I don't know. I guess I get too focused on what I'm doing. So just horrible with it. I mean, we had, it was you, Melissa Jane, and Rabbit. Isn't that right? That came on? Yes. Okay.
Hold on one second, Shizzy.
No, that's fine.
We have a special guest added to our brunch. Welcome, everybody. The lovely, the charismatic, the absolutely but shit. Shelly.
Hey, Shelly.
I love your reaction. Oh God, I'm still not really awake, but
that's okay.
I figured, why not?
That's okay.
You guys were doing well.
Wake up with us.
How can you say you're not funny, Caitlin? Come on, we all laughed. You laughed at Mr. Malloy. What he thought of your laugh. You sound like a car.
That's super funny. I think that's so funny.
Do it. Do that.
No.
She's
I have
herself
vowed.
Right. She's like,
see, that's how you get people to laugh. She's like, I don't want to speak because then I'm going to laugh. I'm going to go, do it. You can do it. Come on.
I showed my best friend in the whole world. I showed her when I was out in Colorado the clip of that, and she about fell out of her chair laughing hysterically. And I was like,
oh my God,
that tracks.
That was great, though. That was like the deciding factor. I was like, oh, yeah, she's great. I was like, I want to talk to her. Because I told you before, I was like, I don't know about you yet. Because you were so quiet.
Oh, I know.
And I was like, oh my God. I was like, it's always the quiet ones. I was like, she doesn't say nothing. She's just here like, hi. I was like, what's your deal? Like, talk to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, once the Malloy thing happened, I was like, oh no, look at how she reacted. That's what definitely won me over, because you didn't like get mad at him. Well, that's the thing. It's so easy to go one way or the other with Malloy. You're either hysterical or you're like, really? Like, really? Do I have to explain why that's not right to say on air? But yeah, no.
Oh my God. Okay, so Michaela F in the chat. I can't bring it up on StreamYard. I'm so upset. That is my best friend in the whole world joining my stream. Cry.
Awesome, Michaela.
Great.
She's named Moo. She's my best friend. I have known her for a long time. We have worked, I think, 4 jobs together. And have not gotten fired from any of them.
Amazing.
That is amazing.
That's like, yeah, we're done with this job. You can take it and shove it. And you guys are like, next together, we're out.
Most people bar hop together. You job hop. Jeez.
We did. We job hopped. We ended up at like one of the same jobs, and then she got a job, and I was like, oh, I'm going to follow you to that job. And then she got a side job after she left the first one, and so I was like, oh, I'm gonna go get that side job with you. I just
Chizzy,
followed
can
her.
you tell that's her best friend? How she talks about her?
Yes.
She slips into a whole different dialect. You see the little head, like all the little attitude coming out.
Yep.
You're different when you're with your people. I see. Okay.
No, I may get a little bit more immature.
Assertive.
I think.
Immature. If you're not acting like a goofball, are they even your friends?
Exactly. I go very goofball when I'm with her. We went and saw a drag show out in Colorado, and it was the funnest experience I have ever had. It was so good. It was a comedy / musical show, but we were around just a bunch of drag fans. And I have never had so much fun laughing and drinking with these people. And can I just tell everybody, not one person smelled bad. Every single person smelled good there.
That's first. They were probably all wearing like Chanel and shit like that.
I was so impressed. They all had very good smelling cologne. I mean, gay men smell so good. I didn't realize it. I didn't think they'd smell bad or anything, but like,
well, you don't get to see them after.
Smell like men.
It's before is the lead up. That's the trap, and then they get you, and it's like, so yeah, no. So I've heard.
I don't know. I've never really gone around smelling gay men, so I wouldn't know.
You never met Have Fun?
Wait.
Captain, my captain. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Captain now. I'm your captain.
Who's your captain? Who's your captain? Where's my peg leg? Wait. Let me get my hook. She's actually hiding from the camera. Why?
Oh,
they're words. They're in the ether now. They're going to land on you regardless.
Did you just make Chizzy hide for the first time?
Listen, it wouldn't be the first time I made Chizzy do it first.
Jacob's right. Just dressing in drag doesn't necessarily mean you're gay.
I can't see StreamYard chat at all. So chat, I'm not ignoring you or anything. I just can't see you at all.
Yeah, it's not
working.
I've got it pulled up on the
side. No, and I'm not talking about the drag queen themselves. I mean, I know that Jinx Monsoon has her partner, but I meant all of the guys in the audience. I mean, just the guys that I sat next to, because you're packed into this auditorium, you know, you're shoulder to shoulder. So I expected some people to get a little hot and sweaty, and they didn't. I mean, people smelled very good the whole time, and that was one of my best takeaways from it. I had a great time. Everybody was lovely, and dang, they smelled good.
Oh,
what? And I didn't realize there was a big difference between drag and transvestite.
Oh yeah.
As a kid, I just had no idea. And one of my friends, one of my old bandmates, got the bass player for the band. Like, went to this one particular bar that was going to be. It's known for like Tuesday nights, and all the guys that were into that kind of stuff would show up to pick up guys that, you know, were basically transvestites. I guess there's like a niche for this. And so he goes, dude, we're going to a place, and this particular night is where guys that are interested in the lady boys, that's whenever they go.
That's the trolling night.
So he let me know ahead of time. He said, so just realize that all the women you see there are not women.
Uh-huh.
There might be a few, but don't try to pick anybody up. He goes, I'm going to get Keith. I'm going to get him bad because he's always hitting on the girls that I'm talking to. He goes, I'm going to get him. So we go to this bar, and I know already what's planned. And so I'm being hit on left and right. Got these lady boys are coming up and like want you to buy them drinks and hanging out. And this one particular one was sitting there chatting with me, and I actually knew him because I worked with him, and I was just sitting there talking to you, having a regular conversation. And Keith comes up and puts his arm around him and it's like starts chatting up, and he had the fake boobs and everything. It was just like and disappears. I was like, fuck, Keith didn't just like leave with, oh shit.
He left with a surprise.
Oh no. He left and went out to his truck.
Oh.
And comes back in probably like 5 minutes later and orders a couple of shots of tequila and just takes the first one and rinses his mouth out and spits it out and takes the other one and downs it, because apparently there was some heavy making out going on and like boob gropage, and then reached down to like
how
risky
jarring
and said
Jack in the Box is. Think of it.
More than him. And grabbed a hold of a tree trunk and was just like I've been making out with a dude. Hey man, and was so pissed off. And I'm sitting there and I look around. I was like, dude, these are all men. And he started looking around. And he just like he walked home. He left his keys in the truck and walked home. He never hit on another woman after that around me. Like came up and started hitting on him.
Think about it though. He's out there enjoying his kiss, and all of a sudden, yeah, no.
Yeah, I heard about it from the dude later. He was laughing his ass off.
Oh.
He goes, yeah, he got a big surprise.
And it was bigger than his. Holy crap.
I was like, you're such a dick. He goes, well, Aaron already told me what was up, because Aaron and I worked at the same place. He goes, Aaron already told me.
But he knew what was up.
He goes, plus I got to make out with a cute guy. And I was like, okay, well.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, you're lucky you didn't get your ass kicked. He goes, oh no, I could fight.
Yeah, no, most of them can. They will kick your ass in 5-inch heels like it's nothing.
Yeah, self-preservation.
And those heels are weapons.
Oh yeah. And the thing is, if you run into them like during the day or when they're just in their regular garb, you wouldn't have a clue that that's who they are. They don't look anything alike.
Yeah. Well, I mean, outside the tits.
And no, but a lot of them,
drag queens different than transvestites.
I know, but there's also things you can hide. That's what binding is for.
I guess I don't know. I didn't.
It's not pleasant. They put it on us like when we have too much milk and we want to dry up the milk, they'll bind you up sometimes. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Otherwise, they just keep refilling, man.
It's like, oh.
Oh, I carried like a half a gallon of milk in each one. Stop it. What?
I didn't bind. I didn't have to do any binding. That sounds terrible.
I was up to like almost an F. No. There, I could have killed small children with those. No.
No.
But we had the drag place here, Lips, over in the Village. It's actually kind of close to the old CBGB. They had amazing shows. Oh my god, amazing!
I think that's where pull your ass out of your seat. Come out of. Yeah. Oh, drag shows are fun, especially when you're just at a club. I've been to a drag bingo night, and they did some karaoke too, and they just had people come up and have fun, and you tipped them, they made jokes, they sang, they danced, it was great. I loved it.
Yeah, I mean, I had a friend
they closed now.
Did drag shows and was like, I was like, yeah, that's just not my kind of scene. Just like, no, it'd be fun, you'll have a great time. And it's all like a burlesque, tongue in cheek. It's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be a place where you're getting hit on.
No.
Now
Can't be.
That's also, he goes, but it's also for adults. It's not something that you want to take a kid to. That's not appropriate.
No, and I've seen kids at different drag shows in different places, and it's like, why? But why would you bring them here?
Yeah.
Oh, well, they need to be exposed. No, they don't. No, they don't.
I wouldn't take a kid to a strip club. I just
I'd make a kid at a strip club.
Well, I wouldn't do that either. Not
even. No, I know.
Don't do that.
That's what they do. I always laugh when guys
Not
are like,
all strippers do
I'd
that.
love to bring a chick with me to the strip club because the girls let the chick do whatever she wants. I'm like, yeah, that's where you get double your money.
Yep. That is very true.
They're like, yep, I'm just going to loop it in my head the rest of my life. I'm like, glad I could do that for you.
Well, Winnie and I were talking about that not too long ago. He goes, well, you ever been down to, I forget the name of it, Ponce? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. I played a show there, but there's a particular place where there's a stripper named Blondie that crushes beer cans with her boobs. Like she just, wham! Like, oh yeah, that's like her trick, or she'll mash them in between and all that neat kind of stuff. Go ahead.
You can do that?
Full or empty?
Empty. Yeah. Okay. She'll like finish off the beer. If you haven't finished it off, she'll take your beer and drink it, and then set it down and smash it with her boob, and she's like a local, and everybody knows who Blondie is, and she's just got like that sassy attitude, and she's not like this gorgeous model. I mean, Blondie's a old woman, I guess is the best way of putting it. But she's got her shtick, and that's what she does. Exactly.
She owns it.
Yeah. Yes, the Claremont Lounge. Thank you, Claremont Lounge. Yeah, so
he owns it.
Yeah, Claremont Lounge on Ponce, and it's like, I've played shows there, and the strippers are not anything to look at, but that's not why you go. It's more like that burlesque, raunchy jokes, and everybody's having fun and they're teasing each other. You take your buddy there, and he ends up getting his head beat with Blondie's boobs or something like that. It just it's supposed to be fun. I would never take a kid in there, because it's like adult humor.
Yeah.
And that
there's a line.
Yeah. And that's where I think that, people are like, oh, we should, my kids should experience this. Why don't you wait until they're like 21 or 18 or something, not 5 or 6.
And when they experience it, they're not going to want to experience something like that with their parents. They're going to want to cut up with their friends.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Until you're my age, and now I would love nothing more than to go with my mom to a strip club and see what she does.
You should ask your mom what strip clubs she's already been to and see what the answer is. I'm just saying.
As long as it's not the one in Colorado, we should be okay.
Oh. Well. Never judge. We all have lives before children. Some of us a little more colorful than others.
Yeah, I mean, I worked phone sex, for God's sakes. It was
you and me both, Chiz. You and me both.
Yeah. No, who was it? It was the expert was telling me, oh, dude, you should like totally get together with Grandma's house and like do some ASMR stuff. I was like, no, that's Grandma's shtick.
That's Grandma's thing.
Yeah.
I played with that for like 3 seconds, and I was like, no, this gets on my nerves. I'm better at just talking.
Yeah.
If I have to worry about, am I talking like this? Do you like this kind of voice? I can't maintain that for like an hour. Shizzy's face. He went, what the hell? He's like, I wasn't expecting that. Wait a minute.
Wait.
Listen, I told you I was good. Okay.
Well, I was on with Shani Graham, and who did she have on? She had
so much fun.
420. I'm trying to think, because she was at the very top. cannot remember who she was off the top of my head, but I started talking like this, and the girl's just like,
don't you start with me, Shizzy.
She's
don't you
laughing.
Don't do it.
She's almost in tears, and she's like doing this number, and Shani was like you
He's
have
like,
to
I'm
stop
ignoring you,
doing
bitch.
that. Like, you have to stop doing that, Shizzy. Stop doing that, because it's stop it. Just stop. She's getting a little excited. She's getting a little excited up there.
Okay, I was stuck between this one and Pastor Rapture. And they're both talking to me like that. And I was like, do not make me do it. Don't make me do it. So then we're all like trying to outdo one another.
It's all right. It's just fine.
Don't play with me, Shizzy. You know how I like it.
When I get my self-powered USB hub and I hook my microphone up and I get to do this too, it's going to be a way more fun game.
It is. It is. It really is. Well, and Melissa, Jane, and I, we'll do that to each other also, because she's got an Australian accent, which a lot of guys are just like, oh my God. And so we'll sit there and she'll be like, yeah. And I'll just, yeah, that's right. And that's all we'll do, is just back and forth like that. And everybody's just like, we're not really even carrying on a conversation. Just sort of sounds like sweet nothings. I mean, and we'll just sit there and laugh at each other. Afterwards, we're just like, that was funny.
You know damn well on a sex chat line, when you're there, that's all you're doing. Go,
That's
right. You like that? You like that? You want me to do that again? You like that? You like the way I say it? Say it back to me, baby. Yeah.
A little bit more of that massage.
Yeah. Been there, done that.
No, you said this was a brunch? a little brunch.
I should have brought the mimosas. Next time,
so it's not prepared. A wet brunch? Because I beg to differ. I'm just saying.
She's about to grab a glass ice cold water is what she's going to do.
It wasn't.
It took Shizzy a minute.
Jelly, it wasn't.
Wait a minute. What she say? You never know.
Oh, I love it.
See, you both have amazing laughs. You've been laughing since I freaking showed up. She was so excited. She was like, oh my God. That intro you gave me was probably the best intro I've ever had. Everybody else better step it up. I go to Shizzy. He's like, Shelly's here. That's all I get. Shelly's here.
Shelly's here.
C3.
C3. If I give her too good of an intro,
well, I just told you.
No.
She'll expect it every time.
I do expect it every time. Sometimes twice on Sundays.
Well, it is Sunday.
So maybe I'll be seeing you later.
That's okay. We'll talk.
Oh yeah, we will. She laughed.
She's like, okay, you two.
She said, okay, she purred. I gotta go.
She's like, I'm going to the back room here, and I've got some business to take care of while you guys are talking.
Oh my God, I'm dead. This
is the greatest. See, Shelly, I never said I didn't think my laugh wasn't great. I mean, I love
your laugh.
Car sounds is a great laugh.
I don't think you sound like a car. You don't sound like a car, but it's funny as hell that he said that. It's just like, do you know that he was asleep in his chair when I was going to bed this morning at 7:00 in the morning? Aww. And I was like, oh, and they're in chat. They're like, wake up. I'm like, dude, he's sleeping. He ain't reading the typing. So I called him. And on the end of his live stream, all you hear is me going, it's me. It's Shelly, Mr. Malloy. Go to bed. You're sleeping. You gotta go to bed. He hangs up on chat. Like he totally like closes down StreamYard. And I was like, oh, okay, you're going to bed. He was like, no, you woke me up. Now stay here and talk to me. I was like, no. I was like, come on, Mr. Malloy. I was like, it's 7 a.m. I haven't slept yet. It was like, well, you woke me up. So now we're talking. I was like, okay. We were just laughing. But yeah, we talked for like an hour.
Sleep schedule.
Oh, jeez. Well, I mean, I just can't sleep at night. I don't know what it is. I try to get myself on that schedule. It doesn't work. So it's just easier sometimes for me to stay up all night.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was watching what is that? House of Dragon again. Because I wanted to watch it again. The sequel to Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Yeah. How is it?
Oh, I loved it. This is my third time watching it. But I missed a lot of things the first 2 times. Like a lot. So it's very there's so many names now. It's like, really? Because not all the families have died off, because it's like 172 years before Daenerys is born. So all those old families that they wrote like the songs about and everything, they're still alive because, Tywin Lannister hasn't killed them all yet. So, they're all there. And it's really fun to see like the backstory, but then you're like, who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? I don't know who that is. So it's just a lot of new people, but it really is a great storyline. It really is.
Yeah, it was the expert turned me on to the Righteous Gemstones.
I was going to watch that.
Oh, it's so much fun. I mean, my wife and I just started the second season on it. I mean, it's been out for quite some time, but yeah, the first season, there's so many things wrong about it. And the second season, just the very beginning of it, they took it like one step further of like just being so wrong in so many ways. It's so beautiful. My wife is just losing her shit.
Oh my God.
Like the first one, she was like, because she wanted to watch Bad Omens.
I love that. Good Omens.
Good Omens, yeah.
David Tennant.
Yeah. So we watched. She was like, okay, and so we finished that up, and she was like, oh, okay, we'll go back and watch it, because I watched the first episode. I was like, oh, this is pretty good, and then by the time I said, let's give it to at least the third one, and she was like, okay, and now she's just like, oh yeah, this is so over the top, so wrong in so many ways. I love it.
Hit the sweet spot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
no, wait, I don't even know what the Righteous Gemstones is. It's obviously a TV show. Where is it?
I think it's
HBO,
on
right?
HBO.
Yeah,
I think it's on HBO.
What is it about? Like I said, I've never heard of it.
Okay, so the Righteous Gemstones are a family of ministers, and they've got like a mega church, and all the hypocrisy involved in that mega church. Like, it's beautiful. Like all the stuff that I was talking about in my like cult streams and stuff, that that the hypocrisy of certain religions, where it's just like it's some of this is just a grift, and they are grifting hard. I mean, like, they've got their own plane to multiple fleets of planes.
Hi, Michaela.
It's and it gives some of the backstory to it also. It's got what's his name? Not Roseanne Barr, but the guy that was on that same show with her.
John Goodman. Arnold.
Yeah, John Goodman. So it's got John Goodman, which
skinny John Goodman.
He's actually not very fat. I mean, he's slimmed up, not like super slim, but he has slimmed up a bit. It has the guy from Justified. What's his name with the big teeth? The big smile.
Timothy Oliphant? No,
not Timothy Oliphant.
Not the main character.
Yeah, the one that was. Yeah, he's one of the main characters. He's opposite of Oliphant.
See the guy that played in Sons of Anarchy? He played the transvestite. He played the.
Yes.
I can't remember his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Comes up talking like this. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's got a good part in that also.
I love him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I should shoot you, but I feel Jesus. It's like, okay.
Yes. Oh yes.
I'm just letting you know I do want to shoot you in the face. I want to shoot you in the face, but Jesus told me forgive you. Like, he's just such a character. I'm like, oh my God.
Yes.
Love him.
You will like the Righteous Gemstones. I guarantee it. Yeah, it's like I said, give it at least 3 episodes. If you're not hooked on it by then there's no saving you, girl. No saving you.
No salvation for you.
Salvation for you.
Nope.
I'll have to work in some time to my schedule and watch it. That'll be on the top of my list.
They might only be like half-hour episodes, so they're not like super long. And they're I think the first episode might be the longest, but after that they're a little more, they go by a little bit quicker. And I mean, it's so wrong on so many levels and so hilarious, and just like the daughter, not the oldest, but the daughter, there's something wrong with her, like in the worst possible way. And the youngest son, yeah, he's got some issues, and the oldest brother, he's definitely got some issues, because the first season is mainly about him.
Okay.
Yeah,
she calls you Katie.
Yeah, so that is what everybody calls me. Basically,
that's what I call my daughter. Aww.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why it was a long time ago, but I asked you, how do you spell Katie with her? Because I'm always interested. Michaela, you can see, put Katey, and that's how we shorten down Caitlin to Katie for me, because I've got the Y in Caitlin. So I always ask what the spelling of Katie is, because I think it's interesting how many different ways you can spell it.
Well, yeah, in my family, we spell Katie, because that's how my grandmother spelled it. That was my grandmother's name, Catherine with the C, but they used to call her Katie with the K and an IE at the end. Katie.
Well, see,
and all my uncles' boats are named Katie because of my grandmother. So I named my daughter Catherine, and we call her Katie. And if I'm really mad, she's Catherine Ann. So she hears that second name. She comes. You hear the walker click, 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 click. What? I'm like, that's like the turbo button. There we go.
Yeah, my cousin,
like,
hers is Katy, just Katy. That's how she's been doing hers forever, and she's
wow.
I think she might be a Catherine. I don't know, because I've never heard my uncle or aunt refer to her as Catherine. They always call her Katie. I mean, she's been Katie ever as long as I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my parents always said Katie until I was in trouble, and then it's Caitlin Michelle.
Oh, your middle name is Michelle. That's awesome.
Awesome.
That's why it's even funnier, Shelly.
Mm-hmm. Oh, normally I'm Shelly. If I'm in trouble, I'm Michelle Dawn. Michelle Dawn. I'm like, oh crap. They still do that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, gosh.
I love that as a middle name for Michelle. That's beautiful.
Thank you. My confirmation name is Catherine. It's Michelle Dawn Catherine.
Wow. Oh my gosh. I saw a TikTok video. It was on Instagram because I don't have TikTok, but obviously they're all TikToks now. And it was a guy asking his mother what all of the sons' names are. And she named her sons George, Michael, and Joseph. And then their middle names are Michael, Joseph, and George. And then their confirmation names are Joseph, George, and Michael. So their 3 names are Michael, George, Joseph in variations of each other. And I laughed so hard watching this video because it is so funny. Well, and that's a little bit of what Catholic names remind me of.
Well, that's pretty ingenious, because if you only have 3 and they have those 3 names, one of them's good. They're all going to respond at some point.
You're going to hit it at one point when you're like, what's your name? What's your name? What's your name?
Well,
you think there's somebody out there that named their kids Jesus, Mary, and Joseph?
I've seen Jesus. I've seen some pretty interesting names. Like there was one that was called Shatanya.
Oh no.
And the other one was Pisanya.
That's unfortunate.
And
this is my son. I don't like you. Like and this is my son, Pisanya. Sure.
Yep. I lost it whenever my wife was telling me about this. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. The mother didn't do that. It's like, oh no, they were there to get their estate taken care of, and this is what they were dealing with. And I was like, oh my God, who does that? It's just like, well, apparently mom didn't like the kids too much because she left her estate all in a mess, and like, so Shatanya
was it Joan Crawford? Jesus.
She was a horrible person.
Mommy dearest. Oh my God.
Okay, but at some point when you get older, you can change your name.
That's why I didn't understand.
Yeah, I know. I got married.
Your name.
Changed my name.
Like change your first name. But everybody knows me as shit. Why would I change it?
Shit. Hey, shit, come here. No, stop.
Yeah.
No, that's sad.
It's very sad.
I mean,
I would change my name.
I know picking out baby names is really hard. I went through 3 different books. I could not pick out a name for my kid. Once I found out that she was going to be a girl, I was like, I don't know how to pick out a girl name. I don't like any girl names. I don't like any girls with these names. So I understand how hard that can be. But there is a point and there is a line, and that line was crossed.
Well, I was a kindergarten teacher. Trust me, there's no line anymore.
My niece got her grandmother's or great grandmother's first name. Got her great grandmother's first name.
And what was that?
Nora.
Oh,
that's not bad.
Nice.
No, really it's not bad at all. And I think they combined it with somebody else's name, like. So you've got, I don't remember what the middle name is. It would be like Nora Jean. I'm just using that as an example.
I was totally going to say Nora Jean.
But it's something similar to that. I don't.
Close enough to Marilyn.
It might have been like on because that's my brother-in-law's side. So it was his grandmother. And so it might be her grandmother for the middle name. Which is an ingenious way of doing it. I mean, I was like, oh, I guess that's pretty cool. You won't ever get them confused. His grandmother's been long gone for a while, so.
Mm-hmm. And you don't call her by her name anyway.
Right.
No, she was not called by her name. I mean, she was called something else, like by one half of the family, and the other half of the family called her something else. I was like, oh, that's pretty sweet. Like,
my uncle used to call me Bishadil, which is Italian, but I didn't know what it was Italian for because nobody had told me that word, and I just knew that's what he called me. And that's the Italian word for penis. Come here, you little dick. Like that's what he'd say. Bishadil. That's what it is, little dick. Bishadil, come here. Bishadil. And I never knew that that's what he called me. It was like, oh, thanks, Unc. Love you too.
Well, my stepfather-in-law, because he's not like my wife's biological father, or even, he'd never adopted or anything like that. He was later on, but his oldest son had moved to Tanzania, and has a wife from Tanzania, and all the kids call him Babu, which is in Swahili, if I'm not mistaken, it means father of father, because that's just the way they talk. It's like the the father of your father kind of thing. It's a weird way of doing it, but it's called Babu.
Mm-hmm. That's what Italians do. You have your mother, and then you have your grandparents. That would be your popo nonna or popo nono, and your mama nonna. Yeah. And I couldn't say all that, so they were bubba nun and mama nun, and that's what everybody always called them. I just cut all the letters out. I just made it real simple.
Yeah,
and that's what they call them from now on.
Yeah, that's what they call him. Also, they call him Babu.
Yep. Well, my grandmother called me Strega and Stregalina, which means little witch. So it was like, okay, thanks. Me, little witch. My uncle thought his name was Son of a Bitch till he was like 6.
Wait, say it again.
Babu.
Okay. Am I back?
You're here? Yeah. You never left.
You never left. Oh, she might be freezing up.
My brain went weird. Yeah.
Okay. No, you're here.
Shelly, the little
witch.
You're
with us. What? Do you feel it?
Now I do. I'm here. You said that she called you the little witch, but what was the name of it?
Stregala or Stregalina. Like a strega is a fully grown witch. Stregalina, or that's just when you put ina at the end, it just means a tiny version. So it's like a tiny witch. So Stregalina.
I am.
You never read the Strega books to your daughter? Oh, you should look for that. You should look for I think it's called My Strega. Strega. But it's a good story. I used to read it to my kindergarten kids. They loved it.
I'll definitely look for that. But I'm gonna call my kiddos Stregalina.
There you go. Stregalina. Or Stregala. I mean, Stregala is easier to say, but Stregalina is much more melodic. It's softer. Stregalina, come here. You think you're being set? Yeah. Oh, okay. You little witch, come here. Okay. Nobody knows. Yeah, that book is like, it's like Stone Soup and like all like in that genre, like Stella Luna and like those. So yeah, it's a good book. She'd like it.
We love books, so I'm always happy to get suggestions for new books for the kid.
Girl, I have a tote of books, like not a little one either. Like, you know, those huge green ones, those full of kindergarten books, brand new. Because I have a book addiction. Listen, Scholastic is real. Scholastic addiction is even more real. Okay. I get all those bonus points. And it's like, sure, let me order 9,000 books for free. All right, whatever. Oh, my library sound like my huge. Mom. I love books, especially kids' books, because they love them. Everything is new to them, so it's fun.
Yeah.
My kid is in this stage where she wants the stories in the books changed, so I'll go reading along, and she'll be like, "No, say this," or "No, say it this way," and so she keeps changing the stories. Her imagination is so good, but it is really hard to read a book with her right now.
Yeah, but you know what? They don't foster imaginative thinking in school. No. They don't. And they don't know how to teach kids how to use their imagination because everything's on the iPad right in front of them. They don't have to. Mm-hmm. There's no imagining anything anymore. And it was really hard to like make these kids visualize stuff. We did months every year. I would do exercises on visualizations because it's so hard for them because they don't have imaginations anymore. So it's good that she does. God, her creative writing assignments are going to be a snap when she's older.
If she can keep it, I mean, she is going to be a whiz kid at writing creatively because she can come up with a story and she is so inquisitive about things so that she can make her own stories too. Like when I was out in Colorado with her, we sat down the first night and she just randomly started asking everybody at the dinner table what happened to the dinosaurs. And it led to, well, how did the dinosaurs go extinct? And so she wanted everybody to tell their versions of how we thought the dinosaurs went extinct. And then she started going off on her own version that incorporated different pieces of our stories. And I was like, little girl, you are 3. How are you doing this? You should be able to comprehend these things or input them into your own verbiage. The dinosaurs had a meteor come and they went extinct. And I was like, okay, we're cute now.
Well, that's why God made kids cute, so you don't eat them. Because you're just like, oh no, that happy memory. Like, because Shizzy, there comes a time where you look at them and go, you know what? I can make another one that looks just like you. Just like you. Yeah, just like you. Still know the dude. Like, he's still here. I still got the ingredients. Well, let's go. You just don't know that feeling until you've been up for like 3 days. They haven't stopped crying, and you're just sitting there crying yourself. Going, but what do you want? What? What can I do for you? And they're just. Then you're just like, fuck it, let them cry.
I just can't imagine.
And then you think it gets easier when they. No, you're fine. Please. Fuckity fuck.
Oh, Jesus. That was a nice bounce. I enjoyed that one. Came in line. You've been hiding out.
What,
girl?
What have I been missing out on here?
Now I know why you're so far away from the monitor. You need the room. Ooh. Okay. I love it. Love it.
I don't even know what I was gonna say.
I don't know, but it was bounce worthy. So maybe we can make you think of it again, and you'll do it again. Oh, she can replace Blondie when she dies.
No.
Oh my goodness, we could teach her. Oh, come on, you can learn how to crush cans.
I have done my time. I don't need you anymore.
Crushing cans? Mm-hmm.
No, in a club.
Oh. Okay, but she was a performer.
I did not have the. Yeah, I didn't have the assets to crush cans.
Well, you do now.
I did do my time in the club. Thanks to the kids.
Oh, that's all right. The next set's going to be twins.
That look on her face was like, no.
Would you prefer triplets?
I am literally never having intercourse again.
She's like, so intercourse. She calls it intercourse. You don't get pregnant when you have intercourse. You get pregnant when you're fucking. There's a difference. Okay? There's a reason doctors tell you how often you're doing it. Really? Like, get her primed first. She's more receptive. Like, let's go. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You have just ruined my husband's sex life forever.
Shame on you, Shelley.
Tell him I said you're welcome. I'm just spreading my sunshine wherever I go.
With my
well, you know, there's twins, a good way to avoid that.
To jump off a bridge.
No, jump on him, and then you swallow the evidence. No babies that way.
Oh boy.
I'm just saying, there's a reason I only have the 2.
Oh my goodness.
Oh jeez.
Just saying.
I want to say
once they started like going 2 at a time.
I have so
hey, you invited me, so. And brunch, you're supposed to be drunk at brunch. I'm not drunk. I'm not even stoned. This is me stone cold sober. Good luck with that.
Oh my goodness. I
told you I get shy for 1 minute. Gone.
I got married, so I don't have to swallow the evidence anymore.
Girl, I got married to have the evidence on hand.
Or on your hands.
I could do on hand, facial, whatever, cut down on moisturizer, conditioner, it's like, whatever. I don't need hair gel anymore. No, but, a little something about Mary.
Yes.
No, but when you get it in your hair, it is the most annoying thing in the world.
Girl, get it in your eye. Okay. There's nothing worse than a surprise shot to the eye and you wear contacts. Okay. And I was tired and said, screw it. I washed it as well as I could, went to bed, woke up in the morning and punched him because I could not open my eye. It was like sealed shut. All right. And I was like, go get me a warm, wet washcloth and bring it to me. He was like, I'm so sorry. I was like, I'm going to kick your ass, I swear. He knew he screwed up too, because as soon as that happened, he was like, Mitch, don't be mad. Don't be mad, Mitch. Don't be mad.
I've never had to use a wet washcloth on my face for that reason. I guarantee you.
Okay, but that wasn't where he was aiming, man. It was an overshoot. He was excited. The rest of it went where he intended. It was that first shot that was like.
I
would love to say you should have seen his face, but I didn't see it either.
Well, you like the second one better?
I didn't. What?
She said she hates that first shot. I was like, do you like the second one?
The second one, you know where it's going. You can catch it.
Right. It usually lands at a more safe area. The first one is like the boom, and it goes. Ugh. That's how you end up, eyes closed.
Yeah, that's how you end up playing the Helen Keller game. I'll find the bathroom. Don't turn on any lights. Don't just go in the bathroom and make a sound. I'll follow. It's you just feel around. Oh shit, that's not that. Oh, hi. Oh, I didn't mean that. Oh, you just keep going. Well, you hear bang, bang, bang. Ow, son of a bitch! Like everything in the world jumps in front of you. But yeah, no, my eye, like my contact was stuck to my eye, and he was like, "Can't you just like pluck it out? If I want to take my eye out with it, jerky, like I gotta break the damn suction." He was like, "You don't have pink eye, right?" No, I don't have pink eye. This is freaking. I'm not gonna tell you what I called it, but it was not nice. But yeah. Mm-hmm. So after that, I would always turn my head and he'd laugh. I'd be like, what's the matter? I'm not going through that again. Stop. Just forget it.
So I would get a towel
so just do it. No. After that, it was pretty much like, oh, forget it. Just do whatever. And then I got pregnant. So it was like,
yeah.
Yep. That didn't take long. I was like, okay.
That'll usually get you pregnant. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Got me way pregnant. I had a freaking collapsed uterus and he straightened that bitch right out. I was like, oh, damn. All right. He did what surgery couldn't. Okay. Talent. It's the only thing in life he could do. We call him super sperm.
Super sperm.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Because I wasn't supposed to be able to get pregnant. And there I was pregnant. I was like, no. I was like, no. The doctor was like, yep. I was like, no, no. Like, I'm telling you, no. Like, you're seeing shit, doc. I already had the test in my hand. I was like, no, it's got to be wrong. I got like a defective test. It took like 6 tests. Yeah, they were all defective. Every one of them. They all said positive. Like, no, they're wrong. They're wrong.
Oh, I laughed at my doctor when he told me. He said, you have tested positive for strep and you're pregnant. And I went, you're really funny. That's a great joke. Then he said he was serious and I stopped laughing.
I would have been like, yeah, you don't have strep.
Oh, I had strep. That was the whole reason I was at the doctor.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. Oh, man. Well, luckily,
how long were you married?
Never experienced that.
Mm.
Oh, my goodness.
You never got that phone call? Shiz, I have a surprise for you. That knock at the door.
I did have
Daddy?
this really crazy girl that claimed she was pregnant from me. I was like, mm-mm. And got one of her friends like all pissed off and up in my shit. I was just like, nope. I guarantee you. I'm gonna guarantee that
1, 2, 3, not me.
That condom that I used, it had no leaks in it. I guarantee it. So if she's pregnant by me, that would be a miracle child. And her friend was just like, you're a piece of shit, blah, blah, blah. I was like, no, I'm telling you right now that I wasn't the only guy she was fooling around with. So that was one of the main reasons for me using a condom. I was like, I don't need to get anything.
I have cousins who are twins, and they are fraternal twins, but they're both girls. But their dads are different daddies.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason that anybody ever found out was because the mom actually passed away and the dads weren't in the picture. So they did DNA tests to figure out, and they found one of the dads and realized that the DNA didn't match the second girl. So they had to go through and try to figure out who the second girl's dad was.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh.
It was insane. And it like you have to have sex within 72 hours in order for that to happen. It's a very short period of time for it to actually work out like that. And she did, and it happened, and it caused a whole lot of drama after she passed away.
Well, yeah. I mean, 2 in 1 week. Jesus.
2 within 72 hours.
Well, yeah. I didn't want to. I mean, the woman died. I didn't exactly want to say that, but I was being nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was about how this girl was too. I mean,
yeah, I can't say nothing. I would have had triplets. Anyway.
But it was one of those where I was like, no. And yeah, it got called out pretty quick. There was because after she got all up in my shit over that, there was actually a good friend of mine. Well, I haven't talked to her in forever, but she was just like, no, because I saw her with that dude, with that dude, with that dude, with that dude, with that dude.
He's the community bicycle. Everybody gets a ride.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, it's like if she's calling out this one particular guy, you just need to back off, bitch. It's like up your shit. It's just like go ask every single one of those guys, and I guarantee you they'll say the same thing. Yeah, we
been there.
Got a little busy. She just saw something she could like latch into. I was like, I'm not playing it. It was because I just told her. I was like, nope, done. And then she tried with another guy, the same thing.
Y'all could have formed a club.
Oh God, yeah. I'm sure there was one there. That was a long time ago.
You get a free blowjob for every 12th punch of your card.
I guess so.
Oh boy.
It was. Yeah, I mean,
right.
So yeah, I've gotten those kind of things.
That's hilarious.
Getting ready to shut this bad boy down.
She is.
We're gonna wind down here. I've got to be ready for when my kid gets home soon. I don't know exactly when, but I want to hang out in the back room with y'all for a minute. So we're gonna wind this down. But before we go, because Shelly, I didn't get to ask you, what is your favorite brunch food?
I think you know. There's nothing better in my mouth on a Sunday morning.
Woof.
Oh, shizzy.
Shizzy, is that a weenie dog?
No. No, not even close.
He doesn't have a little weenie dog. I've heard. Actually, I've seen it.
Don't you lie.
I did see I saw him the other day.
Yeah, I do have a Chewini.
He's not little. It's big.
His
and
ears.
He was not feeling the camera. He was just like, nope.
It's like this the whole
I'm not
time.
looking.
Like,
I love it.
And he's like, come on. He's like, come on. Look.
yeah, I mean,
Nope.
I hold up my hand like this, and
Yep.
his wingspan of his ears are further out than that.
Oh, cute. So cute.
I mean,
I love it.
He's all ear. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness. So
just
cute.
like these ears are just like, wow.
But he was just not having it. He can't, like a kid, when a kid's like, no, I'm not eating that like that. Like, no, not looking.
It's like he
I was
knows
like,
the camera's
"Aw."
right there and he'll avoid it. It's like, I'm not looking
Come
at
on,
it.
Shiz. I pick up my phone 90 million times a day. The minute I pick it up to take a picture of the cats, they look at me and go, zoom, gone. I'm like, what the hell? Really?
They know.
How do you know?
They know.
They can
They
feel
sure
it.
do. Mm-hmm.
My Snoodle Belle is the same way. I tried to pick her up and bring her on stream. Buddy is fine. He'll just look at the camera and be like, I'm a happy dog. Belle is like, nope, I'm avoiding you. I don't want to be
dignified.
shown.
My hair doesn't.
Can't.
Stop it.
Yes,
Stop it.
exactly.
So Shelly, you never
frizzy
answered
today.
the question. In all honesty, outside of the sex, is what is your favorite breakfast?
French toast
Brunch.
with bacon and sausage. I love French toast. And I like the big Texas bread, like the Texas toast. Those. Oh, forget it. And you add just a little dash of nutmeg and it changes the whole taste of it. So good.
What's yours, Caitlin?
I think my favorite brunch fruit, I keep saying brunch food. It's brunch food, is probably bagels.
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 Yeah, I'm a plain Jane boring girl. I like my bagels.
You're in the South. What the hell you know about bagels? You forget. I'm from Jew Central over here. We have bagels.
You know they have Jews in just about every state, right?
I know, but we have so many. So many. so many. Remember, Shizzy, I got 55,000 people living in a square mile. That's a lot of people. That's a lot.
So
A lot of bagels.
I don't know if y'all have it, but there's a shop. I know that we don't have many in Alabama. But Einstein Bagel Bros is a thing.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah, we had that in Kansas.
Einstein and bagels go together since bagels.
Yeah, I didn't get that either.
Because Einstein was Jewish.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was if I'm not mistaken, he was a German Jew.
Okay.
I could be
I
wrong.
wonder if that's
Was he
meant
German
to be
or
something
Austrian?
like that.
I can't remember. He
Maybe
might be
Austrian.
German. I think you're right. Shiz.
But I'm pretty sure Einstein was Jewish. But no, if I'm not mistaken, it's actually the last name Einstein is a pretty common Jewish name. So it was Einstein brothers that formed it. So it's like their bagel shop.
But that's not what you think of. So it's like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, because if you look at like the little image that they have for Einstein brothers,
Mm-hmm.
it's like that, like the little, it's like a monocle.
Mm-hmm.
And it does not look like Albert Einstein in any way, shape, or form. I think that was actually their last name. But
their bagels are really good, though.
Yeah,
they are really good.
I love their bagels.
I like
a
little
bit
breakfast
expensive
bagels too. The breakfast bagels are actually pretty good. Just depends on what you get.
See, I'm used to the best breakfast food here is a buttered roll, like a buttered Kaiser roll. That's what we all get, like on our way to work and whatever. That's common up here. And you just walk in. I want a buttered roll. They know exactly what you mean.
Are really common down here.
Yes, yeah, chicken biscuits, especially Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A chicken biscuits. I like Chick-fil-A's sausage and cheese biscuits.
I've never had them. We don't have many up here.
Oh man, it's like
I think we have one in Paramus or maybe in Richfield, but we don't have many of those at all.
They're never open on Sundays.
No. Well, Sundays. I mean, I come from a state where half our counties close on Sundays because that's the
religion.
Yep, that's the day.
Yeah.
Are you sure you're not from the South, Shelly?
I know. I love the South, though. I feel at home in the South. I felt at home in Kansas.
You'd fit in well down here.
Well, and you should
adapt.
feel that's part of the Southern charm and Southern hospitality is they don't really care where you're from. They just don't want you to come and change what they've got going on. Like if you want to be part of the South, be part of the South, but don't come to the South expecting the South to have like giant shopping malls like you'd find in California. Don't expect to have, Rodeo Drive. You're not going to have that in the South. If
like I want to learn how to make biscuits, how to make chicken fried steak, how to make grits their way instead of my way, because I do it the Italian way. Because to us, it's not. I never knew grits was just farina. That's all it is.
No, it's not. No, it's
no,
not.
but up here, that's what they sell it as. It's the exact same.
I don't like grits, so I don't know anything about them.
No, grits, that's not the same. No, farina is not grits. It is not.
It's the same consistency and the same way you cook it up here.
Nope. No.
That's why I said I got to learn how to cook them. I mean, I was open about it. Don't shame me, Shiz. Jeez.
Gotta have good grits and shrimp and grits. Oh my God. Just.
First of all, don't tease me with seafood. Okay. Because I love seafood.
Oh, you would love
seafood and steak.
Yeah. Now see, God. I had some steak in Maine, and because they got lobster. That's like lobster central.
Oh yeah.
My wife is like, every single dish had to have something lobster in it, and I was
because that's all they eat because they catch them up there.
I was like, lobster, okay. I mean, I can have some, and it was good. I mean, I enjoy lobster, but the steak that I got comes out, and the steak is like this massive piece of steak, and it was not very thick. I was like, why didn't you just cut it thicker and make it smaller? And then there was what I thought was sour cream on top of it, and so I was like sour. And I took my knife and I sort of cut a little piece of it off and like cut into the steak and bit into it. It was freaking butter, like a big dollop of butter. We're not talking like a small little scoop of butter to like put on there. It was like this big chunk of butter. I was like, oh no. Like, I'm not looking to stop my heart tonight. It was way too much butter. But they put it on there and just smother it in butter. And it's like, I'll cook a steak with some butter to like get that sear like really good. But after the fact, no.
I like to cook a London broil with butter. And then when I'm letting it sit for like that 10, 15 minutes to let it relax, I'll make little holes and I'll like skewer with toothpicks, like a little pat of butter here and there, but not like, I mean, I don't use more than like 2 tablespoons on the whole thing, and most of it drips off anyway.
Oh wait,
but I mean, it really does make a difference.
Have you ever had Mississippi pot roast?
Apparently not.
Okay,
I've had pot roasts.
This is super, 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 super easy and super cheap to do. So you get some of those pepperoncini peppers. You know what those are in the little jar. Yeah. You get about 6 of those, and you get a packet of au jus and a packet of ranch dressing. The little shake packets.
Yeah.
Okay. Half of 3/4 of a stick of butter. And what you're going to do with that butter is you're going to cut it into little pats, and you're going to put that chuck roast inside of a crock pot. You're going to put your butter in those little pats all over the top of it. You're going to take the au jus and pour it over the top. And then you're going to take your ranch and you're going to pour that over the top of that. And then you're going to take 6 of those little pepperoncinis. You're going to put it in there. Not all the juice, just the pepperoncinis. Put the lid on it, cook it for 8 hours or however long you need to cook it. I think it's like 8 hours on low. And you can serve it with rice. You can serve it with mashed potatoes. And the flavor is unbelievably delicious. I mean, and that's all the ingredients that you have. Mississippi pot roast is so easy. And you will go, oh my God, why do I add carrots and potatoes and all this other crap in there? You don't need it. And if you want to do green beans on the side, you can do those on the side, but don't cook them in with that pot roast. Mississippi pot roast is, yum, yum.
I like those little Yukon Gold potatoes. I like to put them in with the meat because they soak up that flavor. Oh my God, they taste so good.
Yeah, but see, that's the trick with
like a roast. I wouldn't do it. That's big.
Yeah. I mean, that's like ideal.
Yeah.
Like that was a recipe my sister-in-law gave my wife. My wife was like, I don't know about this. I'll check it out. And first time she did it, she was like, well, she says you could do this with some rice. I'll do it with some rice. And she did it with rice. I was like, oh my God, this is so delicious.
You don't sear the meat or anything?
Nope. No.
Wow.
No.
I've never had a pot roast that wasn't seared.
I
want to try that now.
That this thing comes off, it flakes off just beautifully. You do have some fat in there, so that fat really cooks in.
Yeah.
And just the juices from that, they turn that into like a little bit of a gravy, you know, and it's just a small amount, but you just break it up with fork and you've got like this, like, and the pepperoncini gives it just a little bit of bite to it. So it's just, yeah. Super easy to make.
Pot roast is one of those things that it's either delicious or just dry as can be. And you're just you're like, I'll give it to the dog. I can't bite through this. Well,
and that's why you don't sear it. You're doing just a chuck roast, just a nice, 2.5, 3 pound chuck roast. And you pop that in there and then throw your ingredients, just sprinkle it right on top of the butter. Cause you want to have that butter in there. And that butter just, all the creaminess from the butter and everything. What I like to do is after I'm done with it, I'll pull that whole piece out, you know, all of the meat portion. So there is still some, and I might add a little bit of like bone broth and mix that in. And then I add just a small bit of flour just to thicken it up a little bit. And then you get all that extra flavor from that.
Oh, you know, that's so good.
Doing mashed potatoes. So,
yeah, nice little gravy for yourself. Oh,
yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Well, I am sufficiently hungry. I don't know if anybody else is.
Okay, we can. You can end up. Sorry. Make sure you guys have hit that like and subscribe.
Yes, please do. Thank you for inviting me on.
Yes,
I was really happy to read that.
I am so happy you got to come on. I knew it was last minute when I sent you the invite, but I was like, let's see if she can jump on. And thank you, Shizzy, for coming on too. Before we go, you guys have to say what y'all are doing. Any streams coming up?
My regular Monday stream. So I do the cult streams on Monday. I do the Federalist Papers on Tuesday. This Wednesday, I will be having Fast Group, Rabbit, and Valhalla Awaits on. So
beautiful.
That'll be a beautiful stream. Yes, the Iron Rabbit is going to be on. Wait until you see the intro. I showed it to Danielle last night and she was like, oh my gosh, that's such an awesome intro.
Yay,
oh my goodness. So yay. Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
Shelly, what about you?
Well, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8:00 in the morning is Coffee and Chaos with T3. I don't know what guests I'll have this week, if any. I'm still talking about value for people. So tomorrow I'll be talking about what low value, like low self-worth, does to you, how it affects your decisions, how it affects your outlook, and how people do it to you and how to overcome it, how to block things out, how to, talk to yourself. And that's a work in progress. I know how it happens. I don't know how to fix it. I mean, I know technically, but I'm shit at it. So it's like, but that's what I'll be talking about.
Easier said than done. That's awesome. Yeah. I'm so glad that you're doing the series. I love Coffee and Chaos. It makes my mornings when you're on so much better.
I know. I love that you're there. I'm like, aw.
I'm right in the middle of my drive,
when I make you spit your water out.
And what do you have, Miss Caitlin?
So I actually have a little bit of announcement. We are going to do a test stream soon. I have gotten an order placed and I will be getting those items in. And Shizzy Wiznut, it is actually some freeze-dried food from Fast Group. So I'm going to be doing a taste test stream of some freeze-dried food. I've never had it before. I'm really excited. We got some fruit. We got some candy. I don't know when that's
You
going to
have
be yet.
astronaut food.
Yes, I'm so excited.
That's
It'll
so
be so much fun.
awesome. Oh my goodness. I hope they give you like ice cream or something, because those are the best. The freeze-dried ice cream. Oh my God.
Ooh,
really good.
We've got to tell him to put that on his menu. He's got a good little website set up with some stuff on the menu. I didn't get any of the like meals that he has. They look really good, but I just wanted to try out some little things first that I could do on a stream. So I got the fruit and the candy. And so it should be really fun.
Freeze-dried fruit is really good. Really good.
I've never had it. It'll be an experience. It's going to be a true first-time test.
I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah.
And your reactions, that's going to be hilarious.
That's what I think my favorite.
I'm so excited. What does this taste like to you? What does it taste like to you? You should do one of them blindfolded. Let your husband give it to you, and then you have to guess what it is.
That's a good idea. Because it is Skittles, so I could do the different flavors.
These biscuits and gravy are actually pretty tasty too. You definitely have to add some salt and pepper to it, because he doesn't add too much, because there's some people that don't like it as much as I do. But for me, once you taste it, you're like, okay, maybe I just need some more pepper or some more salt. But it's good.
We go through Tabasco and buffalo sauce in this house like crazy.
God, my wife hates it, because I'll get I'll do like Italian wedding soup, and it's like I take just Tabasco, and she's like, "Why are you doing that?" I'm like, "Oh, like the Tabasco sticks and like just on the meat itself."
Remind me to send you a recipe for pasta vazul. It's a 10-minute meal, literally a 10-minute meal, and it's so good.
Yeah, my sister-in-law is Italian.
Remind me to make a space on Discord to put meals and recipes.
Yes, there's one on mine where there's like a couple, but yeah. So we'll do like stuffed peppers and all that. Stuffed peppers are really good. I think you'll enjoy those.
Ooh, stuffed squash.
I love stuffed peppers.
Stuffed squash. My wife does a really good stuffed squash, and you can eat the whole thing except for the very top. Like
nice.
Like the little squash that's about that big around, and they're just small like that.
So that's how we do with the peppers. Yeah.
Yeah, except you do it with the squash, and you pull all the inside stuff out, and that goes into your mixture with some beef, and some cheese, and then she stuffs it back into the squash, and then cooks that.
Yeah, I cut off the tops of the peppers, dice them up, and that goes in with the meat, and then you fill the pepper with the meat and the rice and the mozzarella, and you cover it in Parmesan cheese and bake it, and it's so good.
It's just
so good. Yep, little gravy on top, and when I say gravy, it's the red one. So you'll learn. You'll not brown gravy. That's
not gravy.
No, that's beef gravy or brown gravy. That's what I always call it. I want the brown gravy. Okay.
Well, thank you so much for the invite.
Thanks for having us.
It.
Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it.
Shizzy and I are a handful
so dearly. Yeah, absolutely. But I had so much fun, and I cannot wait to do this again. I hope I get to do some more brunch streams. Shelly, if you ever get to do your brunch streams, let me know. I don't,
this weekend didn't quite work out for that. I was like, I'm like, do I want to do it? Not really. That's the wonderful thing about having your own show. You're like, I don't feel like it.
Exactly. And you're just coming back. I mean, you're doing 3 shows a week already. That's a lot. You're working. You are doing a lot of hard work.
Wednesday's show was almost 9 hours.
I noticed.
Well, because Winning jumped in because he has admin. So he was just like, oh, Shelly's on live. Let me go in. And I was like, hi, how are you? Where'd you come from? And then we went another 4 hours and 45 minutes. So it was like, but it just. Yeah,
I heard you say, okay, it's been 4 hours. I'm going to go now. And then you went on for another 4.5 hours. And I'm like, this is the content I'm here for. I love it.
Oh, God. Yeah. It's
scratching my back.
I was like, what are you doing, Shiz?
Scratching my back.
It doesn't look pleasant, but you could do it again. Maybe I'll get a second opinion.
This awesome telescoping.
Oh, I have those. I know. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
you know what? I also have children, and I tell them just hold your hand like a claw, and I'll move my back around until you hit the spot.
I went on a walk with my wife today, and I was just like, I can't reach it. It's right there. Can you? She's just like,
were you like a puppy with the leg?
No, she just did a quick like touch.
Oh no, I do both hands up and down. Yep. Feels good.
All right.
Thank you for having us. I know we're not good at leaving. We're just good at showing up.
Stick around. I want you backstage, both of you. Bye.
Right, we're here.
Love you all.
Bye, guys.
Hang on. Buttons.
It's the ending. It's the end.
We're still